You know, we're here at the workbench, and
yes, sir.
I see a white chalkboard. I feel like I'm going to school.
Well,
so
hopefully
Dave,
we're gonna go to a little bit of trolling school. You know, the fellow's talking about catching a bunch of dolphin out there, and the best way to catch dolphin is by trolling. But you know, a lot of people are a little intimidated. You know, they see all the stuff on TV and all the lines everywhere, and they get a little freaked out. But it's really fairly simple, and I'm just going to answer some of the basic questions that I get asked a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, the first one is, how far back are you putting stuff? And you know, you can have 5 or 6 lines out there, but you really want to put the long riggers here about as far back as the captain can see from the flying bridge, because if he can see the baits, and he can see a fish coming up on him, and if the angler has the rod in his hand before the fish eats, our chances of catching him goes way up. So the best answer is as far as the captain can see your long baits. The guys in the cockpit can usually see the shorts and the short rigger baits, but the long baits, you know, the furthest ones back, you don't want them so far back that the captain can see it. And how many lines you want to put out? You know, I've got like 6 lines up here, a short, a middle, a long, and a shotgun. That's, you know,
that's 7 lines.
7 lines. That's quite a bit. You know, if I was a first-time guy, you could easily take those 2 shorts out and just run the short riggers and just run these 2 flat lines and the long riggers and have 4 out and the shotgun. Now, when you're putting these lures out, you notice I've got them all even. You know, the short riggers are at the same spot. The flat lines are at the same spot. The long riggers are in the same position. The reason being is if I make a turn, all those baits will follow me and they won't cross over. Now, when you have this shotgun way out here, this can be the bad factor. If you make it too sharp a turn with that shotgun out there, you can get in trouble.
So how fast are you trolling these, Dave?
Well,
if it's just lures, you troll a little faster, yes?
Yeah, if you're covering ground when you first start out, you know, and you have all lures out, you can go 7 to 8 knots, 9 knots. But the rule of thumb is you can go as fast as you can go until your lures start tumbling. Right. You know, all you want to do is keep your stuff in the water. We can't hardly troll them fast enough for them not to catch them. I mean, you can get a bite going 18 knots from a marlin or a wahoo. So, you know, but when you're trolling lures, 7, 8, 9 knots is about as fast as you want to go. When you're putting dead baits out and wanting to slow down and cover ground, it's 4 to 6 knots. Or if you have really bad bait, you got to go 4 knots because it'll fall apart, depending on how good your bait is. Right. You know, and that's what you want to do. So, and you want to also, where do you put them in the spread? You know, it really doesn't matter where in the spread. You know, a lot of guys will talk about which wave they want this lure on or whatever, but as long as you put them parallel, that's all I really care about. You know, you put your big lures close to the boat, you know, and your light stuff way back, and your naked baits on the riggers, because you don't want all that heavy weight pulling on your outriggers.
And when you hook a fish, keep it in gear.
Keep it going straight. Don't stop immediately, even if it's a marlin. Don't stop immediately and start winding all your stuff in, because if you do that, you're not going to get a shot at a double header. If you turn the boat and just reel the stuff on the inside of the turn where the fish is going, if you reel the stuff on the inside, keep fishing with the stuff on the outside, that's how you get double and triple headers of sailfish and marlin and dolphins and tunas.
Wahoos,
you know,
too.
If the first marlin comes up and eats, and we stop the boat, and everybody spends 10 minutes starting to wind all the stuff in, all the riggers, all the teasers and whatnot, then it takes a long time, and the fish is getting further and further away. So we want to turn and go to him as soon as we can.
I really enjoyed this tonight. We're gonna have to do more of this.
School
Don't you agree?
Is back in session, Dave. I learned a lot. Glad I came back to the show.